Hi, good evening. My name is Dave Gagne. I'm the town administrator here for the town of West Bridgewater, and I'm going to bring to you a preview for the upcoming Board of Selectmen's meeting, which is scheduled for Wednesday, January 23rd at 7 p.m. First on the agenda will be a public hearing for a proposed beer and wine common vic or restaurant down at Glad Acres. It used to be where Malarkey's and Chili Head is, so the Board of Selectmen will review that application. After they approve and accept their minutes, they will also be sending a notification to formally inform the town clerk that our moderator position is vacant and therefore must be posted on the next annual town meeting election per Mass General Law. There is a proposed warehouse distribution facility in Bridgewater, not West Bridgewater, but in Bridgewater on Elm Street, which is on the other side of our Scotland Street. And because it's in their industrial area, we don't normally send comments to proposals outside of jurisdiction. However, in this case here, I've put it before the board so they are aware of it, so that way we could send some comments to the town of Bridgewater and ask them to consider that although it's in their industrial area, that it's adjacent to our residential area. There has been a request for a streetlight from Selectman Morera at our previous meeting. We have taken the information that he has asked us to send to the Streetlight Committee. We have also received the Streetlight Committee's recommendation back, and that will be before the board for their consideration. We then have, unfortunately, a couple of resignations from different boards, and then also an appointment to the ADA Committee, a request for that. And the ADA committee is also looking to hold an informational session sometime in March or April, so that will be an FYI to the board, which will also get sent out to all boards and committees and department heads as well. You may recall that at last year's town meeting, or actually special town meeting, is that we asked the town meeting for approval to sell off some land on Walnut Street that has a billboard on it. That land had been taken under tax title, and so we received a successful bidder, which is good news because it will bring in additional revenue to the town. So I'll be asking the board to award the bid to Outfront Media, who is the winning bidder on it. And then we'll also recall that our annual town meeting is that we approved $20,000 to go from CPC funds to Old Bridgewater Historical Society. There's a grant agreement instrument that has to be signed by the town and them to be able to stipulate as to what the spending of the funds will be for. And so the Board of Selectmen will be voting on that and hopefully executing that agreement. Under my report, basically a bunch of FYIs about old police vehicles that are going to be considered a surplus so I can sell them off. Inform the board as to what our quarterly aggregation report is. Under municipal aggregation, it gives people the opportunity as residents and businesses to hopefully and potentially save money. And the report shows that collectively the West Bridgewater residents and businesses are. Again, good news, so I'll provide that information to the board. I signed off on the use of town property for the high school scholarship fund, scholarship fundraising committee that they do every single year. And the last is a discussion that I'd like to have with the board is that our sealer and weights, which is when we go around town, we make sure that all the scales are working at the supermarket, so the gas tanks are reading appropriately at the gas stations. We pay someone to do that and they charge fees. It turns out our fees are under market. And so what I would like to do is ask the board to consider increasing those fees so that way that they're consistent with the local market rates. However, while the Board of Selectmen has the power to change fees across the board, it's notable that with the sealer and weights fees, that they're actually part of a bylaw. And it's the only one that I could find in the town. So I want to have that discussion with the board as to what we should do going forward. So that'll be last on the agenda to discuss. As always, the meetings are public meetings. You're more than welcome to attend. The board normally meets on the first and third Wednesdays of every month. Again, because of the way the holidays fell, this happens to be the fourth Wednesday, but this is an anomaly. It's not normal. So please, if you would like to attend on January 23rd, the meeting is going to be held on the second floor in the Board of Selectmen meetings chambers at the town hall. And then we should start our schedule again on the first and third Wednesdays of every month, starting in February. In the meantime, enjoy yourself and have a great evening.